Hello and welcome to the Specimen paper for the Grade 2 examination. Now this theory paper is part of the Specimen papers that are for sale from www.vcmpublications.co.uk or www.silvermusicschool.uk. Now I'm going to turn straight to the page which shows the Grade 2. Now before I start analysing and discussing this paper, please remember that these are specimen papers, so this will not be the exam paper that you will get, but it's a specimen paper just giving you a rough idea of the kind of questions that are likely to come up on your theory exam. So first of all, the paper starts off with a mark of 8 marks of naming the major key signatures. So there's no shocks here. It is all the key signatures that you've learned either in this book or in previous books with the Grade 1 and the first steps. So providing you've done all the groundwork with all the other tutor books as well, there won't be any shocks here. You should be able to know this question very well. Then section B says write the tonic triad of the following keys using dotted quavers and a key signature. And again you'll see that the 4 keys that are written are all keys that have been covered in the current tutor book. Question 2a. How many notes are flattened in the following melody? And you can see you've got flat signs written as well as natural signs as well. So look closely at all the flat notes and double check before you put your answer in the box here. Then question B, identify the following intervals. So we've had a whole section on intervals as part of the tutor book. Always remember the bottom one is number 1. But remember as well, you've got to identify these intervals as being major or minor or perfect. So have a look carefully at them. Question 2 says, rewrite the following passage in the bass clef at the same pitch. So you can see here you've got a whole melody shown in the treble clef. Remember what I said about doing this, about seating both the middle C's before you start, and that will give you some indication of where it is you actually do this. Now it's interesting how this one says at the same pitch, but it could also be asked to do an octave higher or an octave lower as well. So read the question carefully before you start doing this so you don't get that wrong. Question number 3. Complete the following 4-bar rhythm, group the notes correctly for the time signature and use only the written pitch. So remember here we're talking about the beaming of the notes. So look at the time signature carefully and work out the correct way of beaming notes for this. Then question 4 says write either form of the scale of D harmonic minor ascending. Use the correct rhythms to make 3 bars of 3/8 time. Do not use a key signature. So always break down the question very carefully here. Work out what the scale is. Work out, is it going up? Is it going down? Then use the correct rhythms. Look at the time signature and then see if they want a key signature or whether you have to put the sharps and flats within the scale itself. I find it's a very good idea to actually put a little tick above all the sections of this as you've completed them. And then it says underneath here, which form of the minor scale did you use? So in other words, did you use harmonic? Did you use melodic? So rewrite the following patch to keep the same rhythm here. And it's keeping it without the ties. So in other words, a lot of the notes are tied unnecessarily and you've got to work out which ones you can take the ties off and make them into full notes. Question 5a. Give the English meaning of any 5 of the following terms. Now again, all of these are written in your tutor book. If you've learnt them correctly, you really shouldn't have any trouble with these questions. Then it says, study the following melody and answer the questions below. Name the key of the extract. Identify 2 different articulations and explain their meaning. Now, what articulations are, it's like the way of playing. So it could be a staccato, it could be an accent, it could be a tenuto. All of those things are articulations, and they are appearing within this. And that completes the examination paper.